In the far, distant reaches of Sector 9, a vast expanse of stars twinkled in a balmy void, the setting sun, a dilapidated spacecraft resembling a long-forgotten relic from Earth's past drifted at the edge of a gravitational abnormality, a swirling simming black hole inside its cold, cramped spaces. The backdrop of cosmic wonders clashed with the profound isolation of its human crew. Captain Mara Saldana stared through the wide view port, her brow furrowed. The black hole, dubbed Erebus, loomed ominously before her, its event horizon glowing faintly like the edge of a dying star. It was mesmerizing and terrifying all at once, a penetrating depth that whispered secrets of the universe. Ejecting a heavy sigh, she turned from the mesmerizing view, allowing her gaze to settle on the crew, her small family in the vast universe. The remnants of a once glorified fleet dwindled down to 4 weary souls. Status up. Date. Her voice cut sharply through the stagnant air, almost startling the engineer, Rian Timmins, who had been lost in a tangle of wires. Almost done, Captain, Rian replied, glancing up from a cyclone of gadgets sprawled across the work bench. His tousled brown hair fell in his eyes. He pushed it back, absent-mindedly, revealing a face streaked with grease but illuminated by an undying spark of curiosity. Rian had an infectious enthusiasm for engineering, one that countered the remnants of dread hanging over them. If I can just reroute these it's we might just have enough power to make it, shouldn't we? Liberate the thrusters instead, chimed in Aisha Nair, the ship's biologist. There was an urgency in her tone, punctuated by worry. She sat across from Rian, her dark eyes glinting with concern. We were lucky to escape the gravitational pull, but we still need to get away from Erebus. The radiation here is unlike anything we've seen, and it's only a matter of time before I know. Ryan's frustration unfurled. I should just give me some time. He cast a sideways glance at Mara. Just make sure our pilot stays calm, Captain Jax Preston, the pilot, and at times the ship's most chaotic element, was sprawled across the navigation console, staring intently at the blipping lights, as if they held the key to their salvation. His unruly dark hair had grown longer amid their long journey, and it fell over his forehead, giving him an irreverent, boyish charm. What do you want me to do? Sit here and meditate? He shot back, but with an undertone of sarcasm that lightened the moment just a tad. We're lucky we got out. I can't believe we were so close. Talk about a brush with death. Keep your focus on the readings. Mara's authoritative tone was softened by the slight smile tugging at her lips, appreciating Jack's attempts to break the tension. That black hole wants us back. It doesn't care if we're lucky or not. She returned to the view port, effectively blocking out her crew's bickering. Her thoughts swept to the last moments before they broke away from the clutches of Erebus. The ship had rattled violently, alarms blaring, as they narrowly escaped the horizon's reach, leaving behind a swirling abyss that seemed both cruel and all-powerful. The memory of diving, more significant than any they had known, overshadowed everything. Fear was an uninvited companion, treading close up on hope, and then there were whispers of time, twisting theories of shifting realities woven by the luminescence of exploding stars that might not blink at all. Time had betrayed them in a way she struggled to articulate, sticking them in a loop that felt surreal. They had made it out, but the dimension of time felt different. It flickered in the shadows, playing tricks on them, revealing unwanted possibilities. Aisha's voice called, pulling her from her reverie. Do you think we're safe, or are we still affected by Erebus? The question hung heavily in the air, an awful uncertainty. Mara searched each of their face. Is Ryan's earnestness, Aisha's uncertainty, and Jack's playful demeanor. They were a band of misfits thrown together, but in this moment they became the moment, each thread of their lives intertwined in an intricate tapestry shaped by both choice and chance. Were fine, she sighed, though her heart was uncertain, mimicking the beats of the petrified stars outside. We survived the pull, that's more than many can say, but we still need to analyze our surroundings. There's still too much we don't understand. Drawing a reassuring breath, She gestured toward the sensor console, a hodgepodge of mismatched screens. Rin, can you check the drift location? And Aisha, you should start analyzing anything strange in the data logs. Jax, prepare the ship for a sudden jump. If necessary, we might need to move quickly. If this anomaly manifests again, as the crew sprung to their duties, Mara felt a strange pulse of energy envelop the ship, a hitch in reality. Perhaps it was subtle yet lingering, a reminder that their escape may not have been complete. Deep within her, a nagging sense of unease began to germinate. It was the knowledge that their lives had irrevocably changed. They had escaped the sheer gravity of the black hole. Yes, but time, or the calculation of it, seemed almost a taunting riddle, now out of reach amidst the vastness of the void. The instruments flickered to life, revealing a shocking anomaly emerging deep within the cosmos. Colors danced and blurred across the screen, sharp and vivid pulses that suggested portals, gateways perhaps forming around them without rhyme or reason. Captain Ryan's voice erupted from the engineering bay, a mix of enthusiasm and fear. This is just a gravitational anomaly, it's a dimensional flux. To what Mara's heart skipped. Are you saying we're possibly caught beat? When time frames not just caught but going through it? Ryan's eyes sparked airbasis. Into singular event, it's a gateway we might have trespassed in. Different timelines int alter it realities. Jax leaned back in the pilot's seat, resting a hand against the console. So what does that mean for us? Are we like stuck here? What if we're in a parallel universe? Aisha spoke slowly, her brow creasing in deep thought. If that's true, it could mean every choice led us to various realities. Every event triggered by time could be unspooling in a way we never experienced before. We must analyze the temporal shifts. Their hearts raced, caught amid both fear and curiosity. The unknown rarely yielded its secrets willingly, but they had come to know its embrace all too well. Mara's eyes flickered back to the view port. The stars almost shifted the luminescence of the black hole, cascading like watercolor. Outside the boundaries of time stretched to infinite possibilities. Then let's find out where we are, she urged, adrenaline rushing through her veins. Let's find a way back home. If we can, perhaps the answers lie at the heart of this anomaly. The crew exchanged determined glance. Is an unspoken band cemented with Mara at the helm. A sense of resilience sparked in each of them as the lights danced hauntingly across the screens and the hum of the ship transformed into a chorus of certainty. They began to chart their course, one driven by the echoes of fate, propelled by their shared judgment to venture into the unknown. What lay ahead would either shatter their understanding of time or redefine it. The cosmos awaited, wrapped in mystery and veiled in the shadows of secrets they would find out soon enough. Thide escaped Airbus, but the real challenge lay deep within the threads of reality now stretched before them. Together they plunged into the unfathomable, ready to seek the truth about their temporal imprisonment. Together, armed with hope and the undying conviction that they would eventually rewrite their place within the fabric of time itself, Mara settled into her command chair, the vibrations of the setting sun humming a familiar tune beneath her. She felt the weight of the universe pressing against her chest. But as she glanced at her crew, she found strength in their unity. Each member had their own fears, their own aspirations interwoven in the fabric of their shared experience. The cosmos outside spun unknowable mysteries, yet they were bound together in this moment, standing as fortress is against the uncertainties that lay ahead. Jax turned in his seat, a hint of mischief sparkling in his eyes. So if we're dancing among timelines, does that mean I could meet a version of myself that's less annoying? His tone was light, attempting to chip away at the growing tension. Aisha smirked, her brow relaxing. Let's be honest, you'd probably find the altar it Jax even more annoying. I don't think he would ever learn restraint. Ryan chuckled from the engineering bay, his hands still deep in complex circuitry. You guys don't give him enough cred. It alter it Jax could be a brilliant astrophysicist, or even still, a ship mechanic with better working conditions. Laughter echoed in the ship's constraints, a melody not often played among them. They needed moments like this, a release from the gravity of their fears. If only for a heart, but with lightning spirits they charged into their tasks, poring over scattered sensor data, readings from the anomaly and potential calculations of the multiverse impact on their trajectory. The screens flickered with vibrant streams of information, illuminating their face is with ghostly hues, each discussing their ideas briskly, the band of camaraderie strengthening. Each passing hour drew them closer, but reminders of the stakes hovered quietly in the corner of their minds. The tension installed itself, with every passing moment. What if this was simply a one-way trip into oblivion? What if they couldn't find a path way back to their reality? Mara felt the itch of uncertainty gnawing, but she masked the sentiment with resolve, her leadership demanding she keep the worry at bay. As the hours blended into each other, the crew engaged in longer discussions about past life decisions, dreams, and fears. While they sifted through information, they reflected on losses that breathed like a living part of their experience, illuminating moments in which they found kindness from one another, genuine reflections of empathy that existed amidst the chaos. Jax, in a rare moment, shared a piece of himself from years prior. He revealed the day he almost lost his best friend in a reckless adventure that had gone awry. They all regarded him in silence as he continued revealing how the experience taught him the importance of valuing every fleeting moment. While it unfolded, he spoke of his friend's last words were the sum of our choice. So be bold, chase dreams, and please don't forget to look out for one another. Each word hung in the air, weaving itself into the collective emotions shared among them, and cementing their bond through shared stories of wounds and healing. Aisha seized the moment, her voice steady yet soulful. I once considered pursuing a career in music. I played the violin deftly. The sound could evoke the very essence of our emotions, a way to connect with people deeply. But I let insecurity push me towards science. She paused, almost regretting her honesty, but pushed onward, and yet the deeper I delved into my research, the more I realized that science is a symphony, just as music is a dance of formulas that glimpse at the universe. Is elegance, it can touch the heart. Too, a faint smile crept across Ryan's face. And you know what music has a rhythmic pattern too. It's like time. It bends, it weaves, but the beauty of it is that you get lost in the moment. Jax interrupted, a quirky grin emerging. Exactly, Ryan laughed. We have the chance to reclaim that beauty of existence amidst all this chaos, to immerse ourselves in remembering that connection matters most. Mara's heart swelled, feeling an urge to articulate her own truth, but hesitating. She realized she had not disclosed much of herself. And yet, these connections and the ethos that kindled them revealed warmth in their shared hardship. She figured she would find an upper even amidst the weight of their dire situation. That night exhaustion weighed on them, but each found solace in quiet moments together, while luminous stars streaked across the black void outside. Though surrounded by uncertainty, warmth radiated between them, a testament of their tribe. They shared Mill's light stories and teased one another in the low glow of the control panels as banners of laughter and lightness blended with wistful memories. It softened the prevailing anxiety that had become second nature throughout their journey. Aisha utilized the ship's limited tools to whip up a makeshift dinner, channeling her culinary creativity with rationed ingredients. Afterward, Mara caught Jax and Ryan engaging in a contest by the navigation console, an impromptu dance-off mixed in zero gravity that morphed into boisterous laughter, the glimmer of joy, a euphoric flash of life amidst their struggle. Watch this. Jax twirled, propelling himself backward, and accidentally knocking over a few tools from the work bench. The clattering echoed throughout the ship, earning a playful admonishment from Ryan. Do you even know how to work in a contained environment? He asked, smirking. The jovial spirit lingered, unobstructed by shadows of self-doubt. inviting all of them to join in each movement, gleeful and blissful, dissipated the weight of their mission while nurturing the fire of companionship. They were no longer just members, they were a family whole and sound, and the darkness beyond them hummed with their laughter, distant but unyielding, as the evening wore hours. Into the night, Mara caught sight of subtle changes in her crew. Whenever Aisha would talk about her work, passion ignite it her voice as she slipped in explanations about attempting to decode the complementary secrets of the cosmos. Rian worked alongside her, reinstating her optimistic aspirations and gaze of wonder. On the other hand, Jax found occasional moments to engage deeply with them, both offering support in the form of practical jokes that never ceased, fostering a bond that flourished with sincerity. And in those briefest of moments, Mara began to wonder about her own journey. She reminisced on her choice. Is the risk that brought her here, her helm constantly shifting paths among the numerous crossroads that sprang into existence. Jax broke the brewing silence that wrapped around them in a comforting embrace. Do you think we'll see family again in another dimension? Perhaps the question left a trace of vulnerability he often cloaked with irreverence. Mara glanced to her crew, gauging each response, noting Aisha's deep contemplation, while Ryan's expressive face reflected unease. And though words hovered on the tip of her tongue, she remained hesitant. That's why we need to find a way back. Mara finally spoke, realizing how deeply the bands had intertwined. But more than that, it's about using this experience to reflect on who we are and the choice as we make moving forward. Aisha's voice softened as she responded. Perhaps this is a chance to consider what's truly important, to embrace the relationships we have even in the face of the unknown. There it was, a thread weaving their emotions. Every word became intricately woven into tapestry of connection, one that demanded every ounce of them. It wasn't just about getting back. It was about understanding how far they'd come together, even if they had to traverse the unpredictable dimensions of reality. As the crew continued to delve in their connection, sharing memories and hopes, gilded fears and dreams, time felt less pressing. This moment of intimacy transformed even the most daunting predictions into softer realities, sparking an evolution within them. They felt close to one another despite uncertainty, looming like a specter, shredding understanding in multifaceted realities. But in the gentle, quiet, things shifted once more. Or beep startled them, its echo highlighting the tension in the air. Captain Rian shouted, his voice echoing with urgency. The anomaly is shifting. Sensors are detecting erratic spikes in radiation. The moment of softness shattered, nudging the fear that resided beneath. Their hearts raced in unison, the emotions swirling with confusion and dread. Aisha's hands deftly worked the console without skipping a beat, while Jax was already restraining cables and lines, readying for a shift. Mara grabbed the arm rests of her seat, grounding herself as she brought their eyes together. Her voice steady, though marred with urgency. What are we looking at? Rian glanced through the readings on his screen, jaw tightening. The fluctuations aren't just temporal, they're deepening. If we stay any longer, we might not just face the risk of different realities, but potential threats that could destabilize our existence. Jax, shifting his focus, added Apollo Prime's security outs show the gravitational pull intensifying, axial rotation shifting faster. We could find ourselves stranded in unprecedented circumstance. Mara surveyed the expressions on their face. Steeped in anxiety. They were a team forged together and meant for survival, but the world beyond their ship had transformed. The following moments felt fragile, reverberating with uncharted feelings. Jack's banter didn't suffice any more. Warmth could no longer wrap them like a reassuring cloak. Prepare for immediate course recall. Vibrations. Rian monitor the power levels. Aisha analyze the radiation levels projecting from the anomaly and relay the data we need to recall. Vibrate our escape vessel. Ryan's fingers began dancing over the keyboard, unraveling his thoughts in clear action. If we manage to shift our angle, this way we might create a window to cut through. Without incurring major risks, trepidation began coiling within them all once more. The undercurrents of uncertainty unfolded as pressure surrounded them, yet, as they worked in unison, emerging with the flickering urgency, something within Mara projected warmth that countered the sterility of data. She reached for each of her companions, stilling a look and sharing a grounding presence to remind them of their essence. "Listen," she said, her voice brimming with fort. No matter what happens, we have each other and we've come this far. We will face this challenge head-on together." The crew rallied around her, the thread of support solidifying them once more, binding them through the shrouded uncertainty. Perhaps the depths of the darkness heralded new found revelations, and as they embarked in the breach, optimistic yet distraught, it sparked moments once more, transforming int ultim et inter connectedness. In those few beats, anticipation surged through them with new found vigor as the anomaly danced ahead, on the veil, on the swirling energy of potential devastation. They felt both anxious and alive, the delicate workings of chance intertwining with destiny. United, they countered every threat with the essence of kinship. Sewn int their hearts, stepping closer to the unknown that awaited them, building a fortress within the storm. Together, they would explore what lay ahead, a journey encapsulated by threads of every choice elaborate. An adventure unfathomable, with their destinies dangerously entwined. They pressed on an uncertain morrow, at once terrified and exalted by the mysteries that awaited them. As the pulses of the anomaly intensified, a colorful array of lights cascaded over the control console, illuminating the faces of Mara Saldana and her crew. Each flickering pattern that danced across the screen felt like an echo from a distant universe, a haunting melody that intertwined with their hearts. United as one, they braced themselves for the perilous journey ahead. Mara inhaled sharply, grounding herself in the moment. As the setting sun trembled in place, she locked eyes with Rian, stationed at his engineering console, who was feverishly adjusting the power levels to stabilize their trajectory. His brow furrowed with concentration, yet bore a flicker of determination that reassured her he was prepared to confront the unknown. To his right, Aisha was absorbed in analyzing the readings, furiously scribbling notes and pondering their implications, her focused gaze unyielding, embodying an essence of exploration that sparked admiration. And then there was Jax, the pilot, pacing back and forth as he monitored the navigation, his ever-present charm being replaced with an innate seriousness that tethered them all to the impending reality. "We can do this, Maras." Her voice fierce with conviction, as though to beckon belief against the odds. "Rian, come with me." Aisha kept analyzing those fluctuations. "If we can time our jump correctly, we can break free from Erebus' grasp and step back into our reality." Aisha returned to her work, the light from her console suffusing her determined features. Her nimble fingers danced over the keys, generating a chorus of urgent beeps. Trying to map the best escape route, but the readings keep shifting. The radiation levels are fluctuating with every pulse. Jax turned to Aisha's steadiness in his eyes. "Can we predict its movements?" Aisha nodded, but her expression betrayed her uncertainty. "Maybe. I think we may need to visualize it. If we can interpret the wavelengths, we could chart a course that will keep us safe." Mara felt a surge of hope deep within her. For the first time since their fateful encounter with Erebus, she saw the light of possibility slowly pushing away the shadows of despair. Time was irregular, yet they had grown together through the uncertainty. Each of them had contributed to an ever-deepening tapestry of resilience. They were not just fighting to survive, but also reclaiming their voices and thoughts, showing the universe who they were. Rian tightened his grip on the controls. "Okay, team, let's figure this out." Jax put us on a parallel trajectory so we can follow that wave as it disperses. With a nod, Jax settled in his seat, his fingers quickly coaxing the ship into a new position that leaned toward the flux. He tightened his focus while gauging distance. Is with no found precision re-unlocked in the power levels as Aisha charted the iridescent waves on the display, with every repetitive motion peeling back the layers of tension that had suffocated them for too long. Mara considered the challenge. As Thide faced those fragments of their past lives had woven her crew into something irreplaceable, they were stronger and clearer than before, drawn together not merely by their shared peril, but by the kindness they showed one another in both times of joy and sorrow. "We're ready," Aisha announced, a bright smile breaking through her pulse matched the rhythm of the anomaly. "Are you prepared for this?" Mara nodded, sensing a unity in their efforts. The warmth of support radiated in the cabin, binding them together with an invisible thread that transcended the physical reality swirling around them. They needed that band to overcome the impending trials. "For all of us," Jax called, raising a fist together. Mara's heart leaped with hope as laughter mixed with their resolve. She smiled at them, letting the warmth spread through the air, a comfy embrace in the coldness of it. "Eternity." "Okay." Mara cleared her throat, her spirit buoyant amidst the tension. "On my mark. 3, 2, 1." A collective hush blanketed them as the setting sun shuddered in concert with the enamel. They knew the next few moments held the essence of possibility and peril woven tightly together. With a surge of energy, the ship catapulted forward into the event horizon, resonating with grand cosmic resonance. It transcended boundaries and timelines, ripping through the fabric of reality with audacity. The light around them flared brilliantly as Aisha monitored the interval readings, her hands deftly dancing over levers and switches, while Rian adjusted the power levels. Unwavering emotions hummed in unison, with the growing glow piercing through the void for a heart. But time suspended, and the universe seemed to breathe and sink. An ineffable light enveloped them, dissolving the contours of their existence, a marvel of cosmic energies and winning, forming a bridge between what was and what could be. And then silence. When Mara opened her eyes, the setting sun glided smoothly through a shimmering nebula, a tapestry of iridescent colors that seemed to hum against the dark canvas of the universe. She blinked rapidly, astonished at the juxtaposition before them. Shades of blues and purples woven with streaks of silver adorned an expanse of space that felt both foreign yet intimately familiar. The weight of uncertainty lifted, and a sense of belonging surged through her chest. "Rian." "Aisha." "Jax." "Are we?" Aisha's exhilaration broke through the air. "We've crossed. We're definitely back in our timeline." Laughter erupted, dancing alongside them, alive with light-haired Edna's. Immediately nourishing the remaining shadows of anxiety ebbed into whispers. They collectively exchanged triumphant gaze. Is euphoria mixed with disbelief. The moment a dream became reality echoed behind them in a synchronous heart beat as they shared victories, an electric spark reverberating through the air. Mara captured their smiles, imprinting them into her memory, witnessing each of her friends come alive in a world that felt welcoming once more, where the uncertainties of yesterday faded into distant recollections. But as the excited cheer subsided, a flitting remembrance flickered. Recollections of Airbus painted their hearts, those vivid flashes searing into their consciousness. Jax lowered his voice, a hint of gravity settling in. "We made it against all odds. It was more than just survival." Mara replied, her heart swelling, reflecting their journey. "We paved the way for growth, connection, and understanding. We took time to gather our stories, and along the way, we helped one another grow beyond our fears, and that's what we'll carry forward," Aisha added, stepping closer to Mara, a fragile yet sturdy comprehension knitting their bands. "The kindness we've shown to each other will ripple through every encounter we have, each moment we share." Rian nodded, his eyes dancing with enthusiasm. "There are other worlds, other beings out there. They'll need the kind of warmth we've nurtured and built here together." Looking from one face to the next, Mara felt seated in profound clarity. A wave of emotion washed over her, A second time, they hadn't merely survived, they'd thrived. They'd experienced the spectrum of facets life offered and connected through. Uncertainties each corner they turned journeying through. Dark and light synthesized their essence int. More than mere existence, it became a force of compassion. Each sacrifice, each embrace brought them back to this moment. A truth so vibrantly alive before her, a vision flourished in her heart. Hope is infectious, she murmured. It spreads, and our kindness lingers in the threads of the universe, inviting futures unknown, inviting change among stars. Mara took a deep breath, and the ship continued its steady journey, graffiti of star. Swirling around them, ahead, the fabric of space glittered with possibilities that resonated akin to music, calling softly as they proceeded toward their destiny. As thoughts danced regarding their adventures, the vivid memories forged reflections on bravery, empathy, and community. They had never merely navigated through but cultivated understanding, embracing the kindness harbored within their hearts, lighting the way as drivers of change. The cosmos ahead gleamed, filled with warmth, harmony, awaiting them, each colored star blossoming with the promise of new stories. And through those radiant portals, Mara recognized the beauty perpetuated by the very struggles they overcame, the lives they touched and would continue to touch together. They ventured toward the next chapter, ready to explore, ready to connect, ready to embody the hope that stirred within them. As the setting sun traversed the stellar expanse, they embodied the navigation of an unexpected journey. Soft touch welcoming them home beyond the veil of unknowing. They embraced the new horizons as one, their lives intricately connected, woven together in the timeless fabric of compassion they had shared. And so, with the energy of countless stars guiding them, they flew into the embrace of boundless possibility. The adventure that lay ahead cradled the essence of who they had become and heightened their sense of purpose. With laughter echoing in the distance, they welcomed a future yet unwritten, their hearts alive with every pulse of hope, lighting the way. The stars, a tapestry of stories burbling beneath the night sky, inspired by the truth that the cosmos, full of wonders, awaited their tales with open arms in that vastness. They danced, they built, they laughed together, they journeyed onward, forever changed, forever reaching across the tapestry of time and space, thread by thread, celebrating their existence amid the infinite wonders of the universe.